From ABC News, live in Times Square, Thursday, April 17th, 2014.
I'm going to miss it. I'm over here talking over here because Neil Patrick Harris is with me in the GMA Social Square. We're going to sit down a little bit. We're going to talk about, Lara was ranting and raving.
Where is Lara?
She has allergies.
Yeah, sure
allergies, but it's a Broadway musical. You've got to see this. Hedwig and the Angry Inch. But we're going to answer some questions first before I sit down and grill you. So this is the social slot. Let it rip.
No whammies.
Come on, Neil.
No
Come
whammies.
On.
Big bucks.
Come on. Daddy needs a new pair of shoes. What did you think of the
Kenyan finale?
Were you sad or were you happy about the way it ended? How I Met Your Mother.
I loved it, actually. I was a big fan of it. I think the show provided a mix of comedy and pathos, and I thought that the mix of it was good. I really liked that Barney and Robin did not end up together.
You gave us hints throughout.
Yeah. And Barney Stinson is always going to be that guy, and that was kind of the sad thing, is that the sad reality is all that he had learned. He was still going to do what he did, and yet at the very end he meets the woman that that stymies him, and it's his daughter. So
I love that you're semi-suited up.
Yeah, I wore a jacket for the occasion.
So I don't know if Barney would approve. Okay, hit it again. Let's get a lot of people sent in there. Really good questions here.
No whammies, no whammies, no whammies.
Oh, have your children seen you in costume for Hedwig?
And if so, how
they're 3 years old.
Yes, Gideon and Harper they've come to the dressing room and seen me getting made up. They think it's hilarious. Harper loves the glitter. They both like the nail polish, so they think all of that's very funny. They have a lot of questions, but we've been dressing up with them for a long time, like Halloween costumes and things. I think it's important that they know what we do as opposed to just Papa's going to work and we don't talk about that. You know what I mean? I'm really proud of the show.
And we're going to put Papa to work in our next half hour. We're going to sit him down. See that? That was smooth.
Very nice.
Half hour, people. Neil Patrick Harris, busiest man in showbiz right now with 2 major movies in the works, 7 performances a week on Broadway coming up, playing the title role in the cult musical Hedwig and the Angry Inch. We're delighted to have you back with us,
Thank you
Neil.
so much. It's a pleasure.
As I told you, Lara came back. She saw it in previews, ranting and raving. For people who are not familiar with it, tell them about it.
Hedwig is essentially a one-person show, a woman who has had sort of a botched sex change operation to get out of communist East Berlin when the wall was still up, and sort of her autobiographical explanation of how it came to be. So it's poignant and intense, but it's also kind of funny and improv-y, and I never leave the stage, and I'm playing a woman, and it's a lot.
Yeah, and you never leave the stage.
Yeah.
And it's 7 shows a week, 2 on Saturday.
No intermission.
No intermission.
Bang.
And no understudy.
No understudy, yeah.
Why did you decide to go that way?
I don't know. I mean, my face is on the poster, so I felt like you just need to kind of see me do it. And part of Hedwig is rough around the edges by design. You know, she believes she's more famous than she is and should be regarded so and such. So if my voice is bad or if my physicality is not great that night, then I'll just have to work that into the show as opposed to being polished and clean and tight all the time.
You saw this off-Broadway? It has a cult following. It was off-Broadway in the late 90s.
I saw it, yeah, at the Jane Street, back with John Cameron Mitchell, who originated the role, wrote the book, and was amazed at the transformation that he did. Never thought that this many years later I would be stepping into it. It's been a wild ride. We're only in previews still, so I'm having to deal with the singing like, you know, it's like punk rock singing almost, and the music by Stephen Trask is fantastic, so there's a lot of vocal stuff, but there's a lot of physical stuff, the transformation, but I'm dancing around in heels, and also now listening to audiences to see when they react and getting to interact with them. It's sort of micro managing on multitasking levels, but it's fun. It's fun. Why react?
I'm sure you're surprising the audience. I think they come in expecting one thing and they get another. But you talk about the transformation, and when I follow you on Twitter, and all, and the fishnet stockings took a little toll.
Yeah, fishnets are not cute on your feet.
Yeah.
I learned quickly after that photo to wear a sock first, then put the fishnets on second, because that's not fun. I'm bruised up all over the place with it. I got a big divot in my hand the other show.
You see what we go through as women? You see the sacrifices we make?
Yeah, I'm flailing around, though, a lot, because the show ends in a pretty kind of masochistic moment, and so I'm falling over the stage and like hitting things, and I gotta calm it down a little bit. Well, in previews, I'm still trying to find out what where it should sit. And so it goes to extremes sometimes. I think that's kind of why you see Broadway shows, is to see spontaneous things happen. So every show is kind of different.
And you've done so many shows. I mean, you're great. That's a great venue. But we also know you TV, films. You got 2 major projects.
Yeah,
that couldn't be any more different.
Yes, Seth MacFarlane asked me to be in A Million Ways to Die in the West, which is coming out soon, I think in May, and it's really, really funny. I get a strange mustache, and I sort of play his nemesis in the show. And I was a big fan of the script. It's super duper funny, so I was honored to be a part of that. And then I'm in Gone Girl, David Fincher's adaptation of that big movie. So I've been very lucky. How I Met Your Mother and those 2 movies, and now Hedwig. It's been nice.
Oh, and I know in the upcoming issue of Vanity Fair, have the kids? You said they've seen you dressed, but have they seen you with the snake? Do we have?
They're watching TV right now, so if they haven't, then they will.
Look at Daddy. Woo!
Yeah, you know, Annie Leibovitz is just remarkable, and I'm a big fan of her style of photography. She makes the body look great, and she has kind of a story within each photo. She does a ton of research on the people that she's photographing, so I felt comfortable with her. I was also simultaneously dancing around a lot in preparation for the show, so I felt pretty comfortable in my physicality, and so we were at Chateau Marmont in LA, which is pretty classic, and we just did that thing, and it turned out well. I love snakes, and I love spiders and things like that.
So it works out really well.
Weird having a snake down your pants. That was weird.
Yeah.
That was a weird feeling.
It
was not a comfortable feeling to have the tail end of a snake wrapped around your stuff.
You know, I could go there, but you know, it's a morning television show.
Yeah,
so
it's probably best to move on from that one.
I'll just keep on moving. But I know you and the kids, David, you're all here in New York. How are you enjoying the adjustment to New York life?
We were so excited for this chapter to begin. The kids start into preschool soon, and we're renovating a place, a brownstone that we bought that we're really looking forward to living in. So we're just now getting our roots in, and the kids love it. The parks are amazing. The children's museums are amazing. Just, you know, a carousel will be on the water in Brooklyn, and then that you get to just go there and experience it. So I'm loving the experiential element of just living the life here, and so it's great. I'm glad that it's suddenly starting to be spring.
Yeah, stay tuned.
Because the weather blows sometimes.
It's not LA weather.
What's with the cold?
We're going to check in with Ginger about that.
Ginger, help us out.
Hey, Neil.
Yeah.
All continued success and everything you do. It's great having you in the city.
Please come and see the show.
You are going to see my face in the place. You can see Neil Patrick Harris in Hedwig and the Angry Inch through August at the Belasco Theater here in New York City. Oh, he said, oh, okay. Well, I think both of our partners might have a problem with that. But Ginger, and a final check of the weather right now. Ginge?
Oh, Neil, I will warm it up for you. Of course, you're one of my faves. And so will this great crowd out here, the spring break-in, even though it's freezing. That's okay.